Hey guys, much love. It's Des here to spread the positive vibes and positivity and diet tips. And I was at like the last 37 GPs and did terrible, but I still call myself a pro. And I know I told people that you can't blame luck. It's 100% skill. There is no luck in magic. If you lost, it is 100% your fault. And then proceeded to make all kinds of excuses for why I lost. But that doesn't mean I'm not here to give you tips on how to win your next GP. My first tip, go to GP Vegas. Less than a third of the seats are sold last time I checked, so your odds of winning, boom, 3 times as high. Yes, magic is dying and your choice of decks is literally 2. Doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to tell you to show up with one of those 2 top decks, otherwise you don't stand a chance, net deckers for life. But I'm going to show up with a rogue deck that beats those 2 decks and then win with it. That's because I like this thing called trolling, where I act like a complete dick, and then when people call me out on it, say I was just kidding, it was just a prank, bro. But I legitimately tell people to net deck at GPs so that I can show up with a rogue deck and beat them. Like that is a strategy. If you guys can't figure it out, you're just not smart enough. That sounded more like Trump than Travis Wu. So here's my tips for how to beat somebody at the GP, even though I've already said it's 100% skill, 0% luck, and you're probably just not good enough if you lose a single match. Unless it's me, then I'll have an excuse. My first tip is the whole game, stare directly at your opponent whenever possible. Stare directly straight into their eyes. They will become so uncomfortable. They won't be able to concentrate. It'll throw them way off. Plus, there's scrubs who are probably fat. They're probably out of shape. And I seem to think that every single person who shows up to a GP is in such drastically bad medical condition that they can't sit on their butt and just sort of think for about 15 minutes a couple times for about 8 hours. That is literally what I think about humankind. But it can't hurt to just stare at them. Just creepy-eyed stare. Like Esper the Pokemon, freaking stare into their soul. They will be so thrown off, and what are they going to do? Call a judge over and say I'm making them feel awkward? Probably. I will deny it up and down. My other strategy, just kind of throw them off. Make them think that they're hallucinating and just throw them off by throwing in a random foreign word in the middle of a sentence. Like you're doing a whole bunch of triggers, you go as fast as you can to confuse them as much as possible. Okay, I tap this, I gotta generate some green mana, I tap this, activate this ability, but then this untaps this. But okay, the activated ability actually says that I can untap it whenever a spell goes on the stack. And then they'll be like, what did he just say? And then like up the frequency. Like, and throwing like French, Italian, Spanish, Russian. Like, I'm going to swing with Dios de Heliod, and they'll be like, wait, what? Once you throw your opponent off mentally, it's over because magic is 100% mental. Except for Chaos Orb, that's about 5% physical. That's why I spend 100% of my time preparing for a GP by doing physical activity. Because magic is 99.95% adjusted mental. Doing jumping jacks and walking around in the forest is how you get more mentally sharp. That is a proven scientific fact, and I will edit it into Wikipedia if you don't believe me. Now, the third tactic that I always use, this is huge, this is pro level, guys. I should be charging money for this. I literally am, but I'm going to say it in this video anyway. Just throw in a random, just like, tangential mind bomb. Like they are gone as soon as you say this. Like, hey, okay, so does that tap for mana? Like, is that considered a mana ability on that card? Oh, it is. Okay. If I were to take that card and split it into an infinite number of pieces, is it true that I could reassemble them into 2 or more copies of the same card because there are an infinite number of pieces, which would be deemed sufficient to rebuild any number of the card? And how could that logically be true? See, then they're going to be thinking about that. They're going to be thinking about that for the next 5 minutes. Boom, time limit, done. I mean, you basically just put them into a coma. If that doesn't work, hit him with the old Pinocchio paradox. Say, hey, do you ever wonder what would happen if Pinocchio said the following statement, "My nose is about to grow"? That produces another paradox. Can your opponent call the judge on you for stalling when they're the one not taking an action? You simply brought up the paradox. They're the one taking 3 minutes to think about it. Oh, think about that one. I call it the judge paradox. So those are my super ultra mega pro professional level pro tips for you. It is definitely unequivocally how I win every single GP, which, by the way, is not what happens. I don't. But I'm still qualified to tell you how to win a GP. Why? Because I said so. So remember, guys, much love. Magic for Bad. It's a group where people raid and attack other people, leak their personal information, send death threats, try to swat people, make fun of people, and I think it's funny because I'm a terrible human being. Make sure you check that out. I say that because they can't really charge me with the accompanying federal charges that I would be brought up on because I'm currently in Europe. Here's a paradox for you. Is it still breaking the federal laws if you're in a European country that can't extradite you? Throw that one at your next opponent and I guarantee you'll win the next GP. Legal disclaimer, I make no such guarantee. So remember, eat lots of all-natural granola and don't forget to floss and buckle up your seatbelt. Peace out. Whatever the hell Trav says at the end of his videos.